Are you sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin.
Well, welcome indeed, everybody. It's No King's Day here. It's Saturday, and everyone around the world is going crazy for No Kings. But I believe everybody is about to go crazy for Puppy. Hey, what?
We start off on a positive note.
Yeah. What? River? That's the name?
River. Yep, that's River.
Yeah. Hello, River. Look at the screen camera. Hello, pups.
See, there you are.
Yeah, look, it's you.
You want to get down? Okay. There you go. Down you get.
Yeah. So there you go. We started with something really cool and positive, a puppy. So we're going to, let's see here. That doesn't seem to be turning on. There we go. We've got some footage there that we're going to be covering from different places. We'll just have it up on the screen as we go. That one's looking a little too shaky cam for my like. Let's take a look at this one first because it's a little more calm. Yeah.
New York one?
Yeah. I think there's a couple different views that come up on this one. You seem to be frozen again there, Commander. We're having an issue with Commander's video today here.
Yeah, I know. It's doing the usual.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Here, I'm going to try lowering your frame rate from 30 to 24, and it might help if it's like a bandwidth issue, right? We'll see here.
Yeah.
I'll refresh your thingy as well here and see if that helps at all. So how's everybody out there doing, put in the live chat? Are you at home? Are you heading out to check out a protest? Have you already been to one? No Kings. I mean, this is no longer just an America thing. This is spreading like wildfire. It's everywhere now.
I saw shots from a big one in Tokyo, I think it was.
In Tokyo? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. Puppy's missing mommy.
Oh, no, no. Here, with.
Here, see, I'm going to try to unfreeze your little hexagon picture. For some reason, it's just stuck in a rut here. You know? It's not even coming through now. Okay. Yeah, we'll try to figure out our little issues. Hey, there we go. Look, I see you again. Hey, okay, maybe we got something here. So yeah, No King's Day it is, everybody. We before the show, so before we started, I was doing a little surfing looking for MAGA streams. And wow, some of the comments and stuff I was seeing were crazy stuff. I saved a couple to show here. Let me just I'll just drag them up on the screen, you know. All hail King Trump. Right? There was this one.
I mean, what we know they want.
Yeah. The master race is made in God's image.
Yeah.
That's somebody you want to be associated with. And then there's this one. Is it just me, or when you see those little crowns beside Trump's name, do you actually see McDonald's French fries first? You know, the little box and the fries? That's what it always looks to me like.
Absolutely.
Oh, there was one other one here too. Yeah. God save the king. Love MAGA.
You wonder why they want
I know
authoritarian rule like that. You know, because these are people who supposedly think that Trump and his ilk are going to look out for their interests and keep them happy and gainfully employed, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't take all that much effort to look into what he's actually done to see that not only does he, you could argue he actively hates you, and is trying to destroy you, but because it's all framed into, yeah, we're getting the brown people out of here, they don't see that they're getting impacted just as much, if not more, in some ways.
It's the hatred is more important than what's actually happening in their lives.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty nasty stuff, man. Pretty nasty stuff. How can this be the way we are towards each other in this day and age? I don't, just the idea of somebody who voted different than you means that it has to be this all-encompassing hate. And like you look at some of the trolling comments from these people. Don't they have jobs?
I think in a lot of ways, it's because social media and mainstream media have framed this in an us versus them contest. Because it's easier to do that than actually get down to the actual issues involved about things that need to be fixed. And that's something I'm hoping that tomorrow's program we can talk about, because, you know, I think that trying to figure out what do we do as a nation so this won't happen again.
And that's a big question, because there's got to be a way out.
Yeah. And the problems go deeper than surface issues. That's, I think, one of the big problems, that people don't want to think about the larger issue of wealth disparity, of how Citizens United effectively said billionaires have more votes than the average person because they can literally use their money to buy votes, and that's permissible.
Yeah. Buy votes. Wow.
Not in the physical sense of here's $50, go vote for Trump, but in terms of the here, television station, here's $100,000 to keep playing this same pro-Trump, anti-democracy message over and over again during your, prime viewing periods.
I'm just trying to do a thing here. We got Phil Ittner's going to be joining us in a second, but I have to get him a new link because we've changed things around here, and I'm just figuring out how to send it to him because I'm not really logged into WhatsApp properly. So sorry, everybody. 1 second here. I'm babbling and hosting at the same time.
Well, I'll keep talking atop the picture of me with my head thrown back and my mouth wide open. So
yeah,
I look so regal that way.
Okay.
No, we're facing as a nation, and I would argue it extends beyond just the U.S. It's to a large extent global, because you see the rise of authoritarian parties and regimes in many countries going around this period. How do we deal with this problem, which is deep-seated? We don't want to suppress free speech, free press, that kind of stuff, but at the same time, you want to hope that there's a way to limit the guys who are, running into this theater and screaming "fire, fire," just to watch the crowd kill itself trying to get out the one exit door.
Okay, I am caught up. I got Phil the new link, so he'll be in a few here. All right. Sorry?
Where's this feed from?
I am not 100% sure, actually. This channel seems to just be flipping from one to another, so I'm not really sure. Let's see here. This is New York City. Hey, there's some furry action. So, oh, baby shark. Yeah, we'll let New York play for a minute here. Oh, this guy's hosting live. Okay, that's cool. The status quo.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alchemist just sent in a funny gag there.
I'll be interested to hear from my wife when she gets home what the turnout of our little local one was, because I suspect the weather and is going to keep people away. So, but I mean, we're a tiny little area, and we had over 200 people the last time we did one of these. And this, I won't say it's a deeply red area, but it's definitely in the pink zone.
That's funny. Oh, I almost had your camera feed running really reliably there, and then it locked up again. So
I seriously
could be
section on the highway that runs down this peninsula, about 400 to 500 yards long, where the primary telephone, internet cable is on the ground because multiple phone poles gave out when somebody smashed into one.
Right. Oh, there's Bernie going.
Yeah.
All right. Go, Bernie. Wonder what he's got to say here. Shall we listen in for a second?
This country has the right to control her own body.
This is my opinion here. I really think the history books are going to look back on the degree to which our nation has facilitated abortion.
the guy talking is a hardcore righty MAGA guy. This.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can tell already. Yeah. He's got to wear
The
camo
doofus
vest
in the
and
bottom
show
there.
he's
Exactly.
Tens of millions. Evil. Pure evil.
Raise a question that I've been
At least I
asked
hope we do.
over
I hope we
and again.
do.
You are.
Bernie, great ideas, but how are you going to pay for them? Great question. Thanks for asking. And here is the answer.
Tax the freaking
At a
rich.
time when the wealthiest people in America have never, ever had it so good. At a time when billionaires are paying an effective tax rate lower than a truck driver or a nurse. Yes, the top 1% and large profitable corporations will pay their fair share in taxes.
What is fair share? He uses this term but never actually explains what that means. Fair share.
My fellow
Fair share? Well, the average American pays about 30% of his income in taxes. I think maybe the billionaires could do the same, because I know for a fact that, like Boeing, that's the biggest industry up in Seattle, paid less taxes than my cleaning lady.
Yeah.
Phil, how's it going?
Hey guys. Good to see you, Commander. Good to see you, Dick.
Yeah, you too. How you feeling? How's things?
Good. Obviously, late in the night here. But if I could step into a teleporter and get over there, but it takes me about 3 days to get from Ukraine back.
Yeah.
Well, you go Kiev to normally like the border around Lviv, overnight there, then go to Warsaw or Krakow, then you get a plane. So as much as I'd love to be there for this day, it's I'm there only in spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't such a absolutely screwed up time, I would have crossed the border to go down and play ball, right? But I ain't crossing the border during No Kings protest. There's not a chance in hell, man.
You leave your phone behind or put it in a Faraday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's I see shades of Maidan. I really do. I mean, it's the same spirit.
Yeah.
It's the power elite have pushed and pushed and pushed. And it's just right there.
Somebody small just bit my leg.
Somebody needs your attention. I'm impressed by the turnout. I mean, where are we? New York or DC here? No, we're in DC.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Here we're in New York. Okay,
this is New York's one. Yeah.
I mean, New York was always going to be a big turnout.
Oh yeah.
It'd be interesting to see.
Measure of how successful this is going to be how much of a turnout you get in small towns.
Yeah. Especially red small towns.
Exactly, because we know the vast majority of cities, major metropolitan areas in the country, are largely blue.
Yeah.
So when you see, middle America, small town America, when people start showing up there to say that they're fed up, that speaks volumes.
Tell me what the turnout is in Saginaw, Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, every single coverage I look for to show on the screen while we're talking here, every single one of them is just street loads of people.
Yeah.
It was funny last night, guys. We were looking for a couple of the MAGA streamers just screwing around and whatnot. And they were trying to say last night that it was all chaos and stuff. And there was just barely what we found was everywhere you look, there was 150 YouTubers looking for something to film. That's all there was.
Yeah. Mirror gazing.
Yeah.
So we always used to say when we were in the field as journalists that you've been on a foreign assignment too long when the media starts interviewing themselves. when you basically have one guy with a microphone talking to another guy with a microphone.
yeah.
So Bob here is a reporter from the New York Times. I'm from CBS. But there's nobody else to talk to, so we'll just sit down and talk to one another.
Yeah.
You always knew that things had gone sideways when that kind of stuff started happening.
Oh, that's funny.
But Commander, I'm with you. I think that's a really important point to make. It's like what does happen, and also what happens when in those small towns it's little 80-year-old ladies.
Yeah.
Or somebody who's disabled, or somebody who really has to make an effort to get out there.
Yeah. And there's many of them.
Those images. And there are many of them. And those images are going to have impact.
Yeah.
I mean, God forbid any of this turns violent. And if it does, that'll probably be the front line of tomorrow's paper, instead of any, grandmother sitting in her chair at the corner of Elm and Smith Street.
And I think that's one of the reasons the protest organizers have been saying that, you should wrap up by about 5 to 6 o'clock your time, because after dark, it becomes very easy for people to infiltrate the crowd and cause incidents.
And infiltrate is a good word, because these hardcore megatypes are doing that thing where they accuse others of doing what they themselves are doing and up to. And you can guarantee there's going to be some actual agitators show up as soon as it gets dusk and dark. Guaranteed.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a tried and tested. I mean, that technique is used around the world.
Yeah.
Because it provides them with a justification.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Even if well, sorry, go ahead, Dick.
No, finish your thought, because I got a shout out to do. So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So we got UTV and Ham here coming in with 2 shout outs here, because first we've got a direct Ko-Fi donation from them. No Kings for the team and everyone. Yeah, because oh, really? Commander's system is really having some problems, or if it's mine, I'm not really sure. We're trying our best here. But big shout out there, UTV and Ham. Thank you. We will get that into the team fundraiser that we're doing. I'll mention that in a minute. And we've also got UTV and Ham coming in with a super chat as well. No Kings and puppy treats for River. I love it. We will definitely get that all set up. We'll make sure River gets the treats. Oh, we've lost Commander completely. Okay. I think he's coming back in. There we go.
Probably
okay.
Lincoln back in.
Yeah. All right. So yes, thank you, UTV and Ham. And again, thank you, UTV and Ham. Woohoo. Awesome. Thanks, buddy. Awesome. That is a powerful image. All those people right in front of that specific building.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
If you're watching us and you know of a feed that would be good for us to show, there is a link in the description where you can join our Discord. I am monitoring the main chat room. It's called General Chat in the text channels. And if you got a link that you think we should be showing people, let us know. Drop us a line.
It's okay.
Let me go.
Those guys don't stress me. Those guys seem pretty chill.
Yeah.
On their horses. They don't seem.
Let me go back to that. Yeah.
They don't seem. I mean, they're not in they're just in a line. They're not in a formation.
No, exactly. Let me zoom that in a little for everyone.
If you look at it, they're actually chatting with some of the protesters.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the general mood. I certainly hope so.
Yeah, I mean, if you're dealing with local cops as opposed to bust-in National Guards from, a deeply red state, you're probably not going to have a big problem.
Sure.
Give me a moment.
I just gotta kill that for a second. we've got a big shout out to do here because none other than NANA has come in with a $135 direct donation into the fund pile. Huge shout out, NANA. Love your work, love your efforts, and thank you so much. I'm going to make sure we get some cash from that into the team fundraiser as well, which I would like to tell you all about. So let me just bring it up here. We've got this running for the team, our moderator team. They help with news, moderating. They do a lot of stuff in the background. A couple people, little tech upgrades and stuff, maybe just a thing to smooth over something in life. It's a $1,800 fundraiser. We're at 13, almost 1,400. We're really close. The link is in the description, and we will get the link into the live chat for you as well. Any help with that would surely be appreciated by all of us.
Fantastic.
Yes. So let's get back to a little bit of the action here. Oh, we got some.
I'm a little sad to see Slavi couldn't be with us today, but
she won't be long. She just got held up with a few things going on in life, but we will be graced with her presence very soon.
Then let's keep talking about No King's Day. But at some point, I want to show her who our guest is this week and get her reaction.
Oh, okay. Cool.
We landed a big fish.
Oh, those are always fun days, man.
Yeah, we landed a big fish, but it's somebody who's very specifically Ukrainian, and he's not well known outside of Ukraine. But I want to see what her reaction is.
Yeah. Cool.
So, anyhow, but this is. I mean, I'm serious when I say I see Maidan all over this. It's the same energy. It's the same, mentality of like, you've pushed us too far.
Yeah.
You put this, you're saying and doing stuff that we can't accept. And if we can't do anything at the ballot box because Ukrainian elections, were farcical, then we're going to take to the streets. And they changed their country. So yeah. I see it all over the place. I see the exact same energy, and it changed Ukraine, and then hopefully this will contribute to a change in things back in the States.
Yeah, at least a reset, get things back on track, right?
Yeah, and just send the message. We're not just going to sit down and take it.
Yeah,
what you guys are doing, and that's exactly what they did on Maidan.
Yeah.
Just need to see it happen on Red Square next. That's what I'd love to see.
Oh, that would be lovely, but unlikely.
Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
And if it did happen, those guys on horses would not just be sitting there.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be on horses. They'd be in the APCs running deep down.
Yeah, I've attended my fair share of Russian protests, and yeah, you're right. It would be. Vans would pull up, guys in shock outfits, shock trooper outfits would pile out, and they just start swinging. There were protests. If I can jog folks' memory, after Putin did the switch back to being president. So he let Medvedev be president for a term so that he could argue under the Russian Constitution that it's two sequential presidential administrations. But if you had a break, you could come back and get another two, which I don't want to give any ideas to Donald Trump, but I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to pull that. But so there were these massive protests against it because it was an obvious, abuse of the Constitution. And this is when Navalny came to prominence. They were called the White Ribbon protests. And they happened on a square in Moscow, predominantly, the Manege Square. And man, the Russians just came out. The Russian authorities, Putin's thugs, just came out and flattened these guys, just flattened them. And, of course, in Maidan, and then in Maidan, the power, people power, and people taking to the streets, did end up in some bloodshed, unfortunately. And here's to hoping that won't be repeated in America. But we still have the right to assembly, and we still have the right of free speech, and so it's nice to see him exercising it.
I agree, 100%.
Although, if you ask Stephen Miller, your free speech only extends as far as he allows you to have it.
Nosferatu.
Yeah. I've posted it several places, but have you ever taken a picture of Reinhard Heydrich and put it next to Stephen Miller?
Now that you mentioned,
I swear to God, they're clones.
I'll never not be able to see that now. Yeah.
I wonder if I can find it. Give me 1 second here, guys, because oh man, did we have a Stephen Miller picture? I wonder if I can find it quick.
I always remember the when he tried doing a spray on hair, and did some interviews with one day he was a bald guy, and the next day he had this clearly spray on like with a widow's peak.
Yeah,
he's a deeply insecure, bitter little.
Big time.
Whatever, and
yeah,
so many of them are.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of resentment.
It's a case of who hurt you this bad when you were young for you to be this flawed a human being.
Well, that's Andrew Mercado.
Yeah. I figured it'd be cool to bring up his coverage for a few minutes here,
Where is he? That's not in
Minnesota?
Is he in Minnesota? Is he in Milwaukee or something?
It's too sunny and too warm. People are in shorts. And
oh yeah, sleeves. I see. Yeah, no, that's not going to be Minnesota.
That might be LA or
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis?
Minneapolis.
LA.
MSP? Is that Minneapolis?
They might be having they might be.
Yeah, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
They might be having a warm snap.
Freaky.
That'll happen in the kind of Great Lakes area around this time of the year.
Send it my way.
Sure. That's the real Stephen Miller.
Oh, that's awful. That is, I like it, but I didn't necessarily need to see it.
Yeah. It's the thing is
it'll haunt my dreams.
You're scared to smell it if he speaks, right?
Yeah, God. What a petty, petty little man.
Oh, God, yes.
And ultimately, they are weak. I mean, these guys who have to feel that they're compelled to, throw their tiny little power around. Ultimately, they're weak.
Yeah. Just little bitch boys.
They really are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's the famous story about Miller in particular, about him getting turned down by a Latina at his high school. Yeah, he tried to pick up some, the prom queen or something like that, and she happened to be Latina, and she said, "I would never go on a date with you." And he's,
so that's
deport them all.
Yeah. That's what started his hate boner.
As the story goes.
Wow.
As the story goes, yeah.
Wow.
The rumors are famously that the reason Hitler hated Jews is that a Jewish prostitute gave him syphilis.
After laughing at the size of his prick.
That would also explain some of his mental decline.
Yeah.
Possibly. Syphilis just eats, and then he was a meth addict, so there's that too. So it just eats at your brain.
Oh yeah.
There's always something wrong with these people. I mean, that's why. I mean, thank God for Portland.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Irvington.
That Portland was was just such the perfect response. The best weapon we have, aside from mass assembly and speaking with our own voice and using our freedom of speech, mock these little SOBs. Make fun of them. Make fun of them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what's hilarious is that the
oh my God!
handmaidens.
Look at that, the handmaidens. Oh my God,
That's awesome.
wow, that's awesome. Sorry,
Hilarious is that the inflatable frog things. There's like a 30-day back order on them if you try to get them off Amazon right now.
I was told by somebody this morning that Amazon has all but sold out of inflatable costumes, period. Like,
yeah, I mean, people are going with other stuff now, just ridiculous things.
Well, that's it. Because Kirsty Noem wants to stand on the top of the ice building, surrounded by posers in battle armor.
Yeah.
Battle rattle.
Mule Team 6.
Yeah, exactly. And she wants the photograph of the angry crowd at the bottom with, torches and all the rest of it, and she's getting inflatable frogs. and it just the metrics of the thing are not going the way they want it to.
Yeah.
And it's great that Portland set the precedent for that to like mock them.
Yeah.
Make fun of them.
Totally, man.
Don't let them get that photograph or that video that they want so desperately.
Yep.
Yeah. Because it only takes one, and then Fox will show it for a month, right?
Yep.
I will say, though, I was shocked to hear it, and I can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm happy that Fox said no to Hegseth and whatnot, and I actually have to give them an ounce of credit on this one. It bends my brain too, fellow babies, but that's how it is. They did the right thing once.
Yeah.
The famous quote about a clock being right at least twice a day.
No, I thought that was very impressive. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, Commander. But I know Jennifer Griffin, who is the Fox Pentagon correspondent. I've known her for 25, 30 years. I mean, we're not friends necessarily. We're colleagues and associates and all the rest of it. But I know her. And the one thing that you can always say about Jennifer was she was a straight shooter. She is and has been a straight shooter. She is a Pentagon correspondent first before she is a Fox mouthpiece. Right. So, but I have to admit I was slightly surprised by some of the more extreme ones, like whatever. The more what was Real America Now, or some of the upstart kind of smaller guys who are just suckle on Trump's teeth. To see that they took the only one that didn't took part was Real America, or was it New American? Somebody stayed.
Yeah, somebody was happy to sign. Who was?
Yeah. Well, because they knew they're gonna do it anyhow. Those guys.
Right.
They're gonna do it anyhow. So there's no real loss for them.
Yeah.
No real threat for them. But it was impressive to see. And now we need the White House press corps to do the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
But haven't they already largely purged the White House press corps? So it's only
that's the problem.
Yes,
that's the problem. That's the problem with the White House press corps. They've already replaced them, and they're not going to do it. But I mean, somebody made a very good point to me when we were talking about this recently, and one of the significant things about the Pentagon walkout is it exemplifies that this is a symbiotic relationship. You need us just as much as we need you, access to you. So, and especially for a guy like Trump, who is so dependent on
Public
marketing, yeah, and you know how things are seen on television and all. So for them to walk out of the Pentagon, I thought was a brilliant move and really impressive. But I wish the White House would do it too, but they're not gonna.
Yeah. Sadly, no.
Trying to look at some of these guys back at the Capitol, are we?
Yeah. Got a shout out here. Niles Knudsen in the chat gifting out Shills memberships. Awesome. Thanks, Niles. Big thanks indeed. We love members around here. Remember, if you are the newest member to get gifted a membership, you get today's bar tab. So send us your information and I'll make sure to send that bill out to you real quick. With it being No King's Day, once I have another glass or two of water, it could be a big bar tab.
Well, my day is all but wrapped. My weekend, actually, we put together the episode. We finished it early this week, so I'm actually having a nice beer in my Lviv.
Oh yeah,
beer mug. Yeah.
Here, show that again. Show that again. Oh yeah. Awesome. I love it, man.
There it is. There it is. With the symbol of the lion of Lviv. I think we also have another lion on the side here. Nope, there's a trident.
Awesome.
On that side, this is a relatively new one. And then there's another trident. There we go.
Badass. I love it. That is super cool.
Every city in Ukraine pretty much will do a beer mug or a beer stein or something like that, and they'll put the city on it. So I've got Odessa, I've got Kiev, and I just got Lviv because I was in Lviv last weekend.
I might have to ask you to send me one of those in the near future, Phil.
Yeah.
That would be supremely cool, man. I would love to have one of those for when I'm streaming. Oh yeah.
You want a Kiev or you want an Odessa? You want to Lviv? I don't think I'm going to Kharkiv anytime soon.
I think Kiev would be the one for me, just because you know.
Got it.
Yeah, you know.
You got it. Same for you, Commander.
Get the one from Mariupol.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, these are great. These are great. These are so. My weekend is more or less done, so I figured I'd have a nice cold beer.
It's a good thing to do.
Before I head off to sleep because it's relatively late here, but I wanted to stay up and watch. What's happening back in the States.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody
Dick, pull up the Bulwark.
Okay.
See if the Bulwark guys, because right before I joined you in the hour interim between when I do a podcast with a guy out of Chicago, Hal Sparks,
okay,
and joining the Shills, I was kind of floating around, and the Bulwark has a guy who's out at. I think it's a relatively small town in New Jersey. And he kind of went there with the expectation that it was going to be a small local thing. And right before I came, he was at a place where he thought like 25 people would show up, and they're in the high hundreds.
Wow. Yeah, I'm looking on their channel. I'm not seeing it in their live. They might have like unlisted it and be doing a re-upload. They've got some other coverage of some stuff going on. It might be.
I suspect they'll be coming back and forth to him.
Yeah.
Let's see if I've got.
Let me just get.
Here it looks like he's a live feed. They're kind of chatting about it there. They've got Bernie on at the moment, so I don't know if this is. Yeah, this is old.
Okay.
They must have finished their stream. This is old. Oh well, pity.
Yeah.
But the guy, JVL.
It's almost 5 o'clock back there.
We've got a viewer in the chat that's sending in some footage here. Rapid City. Here's
Really?
here's one of our viewers just taking a drive down through the protesters and stuff. That's Janine.
Whoa.
All right.
Wow.
Nice.
Remind me Rapid City State.
Remember my comment about
Yeah,
middle
man,
America, small
exactly.
towns?
Where is Rapid City? Remind me. Which state?
I want to say
That sounds
Iowa.
right too.
Hang on, I'll look it up.
Omaha State. Oh,
South Dakota.
Oh,
Well, you can't get much more.
Omaha Street.
You can't get
Oh, I
much
see.
more
Yeah,
red than
yeah.
that.
wow.
Let's see here.
Well, I mean, I'm guessing in South Dakota you have a certain amount of Native Americans as well, so that might be. But these are not. I'm not seeing a turnout from But I mean, these. Yeah, this is heartland.
No, I have to admit, I'm really inspired by the fact that the protest crowds have so many American flags now. It's trying to reclaim that image from
Yeah.
the right. I think that's essential. Wait a minute, that's the Washington state flag
Ah, good eyes.
on a building. Maybe this is.
Well, look at the big building,
not
Dakota
Rapid City.
Mill and Grain, on the left.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
No,
Wow.
Yeah.
I won't argue with
But
that.
to the point that you make, Commander, about reclaiming the flag, I think there's a bigger thing that the movement is doing as well, and that is reclaiming patriotism.
Yeah.
The flag is
What it is to be patriotic is not mindless obedience to the leader.
Because it just isn't.
fantastic. That is
I
great.
love how the camera likes to choose just the worst moment to freeze on my picture.
This is fantastic. And it keeps going,
It is,
and there,
isn't it?
the little old lady in her runabout, and it goes off further. If they'd taken a right, it looks like it goes even further.
That's cool.
Okay. I got one more from
That's
the same user.
extremely cool.
Good shit, Maynard.
Here's a continuation. Same person, same area.
Yeah, Cheryl, right? Lots of veterans out there. There's a huge veteran community that's
Oh yeah.
absolutely going to participate in this. You didn't sign up, didn't get shipped overseas for years at a time.
Yeah.
Put yourself at risk. All the sacrifices our men and women in uniform do to be treated this way. So I bet there are tons of stand with Ukraine. So I stand with Ukraine sign.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
look at
yeah.
that.
Cool. Even wearing the sporin.
Yeah, he does. This is, see,
It just doesn't stop.
doesn't stop. Is that
Look, it looks
This
like
is in
they're about to head out of town, and it's still going.
Rapid City, South Dakota has this kind of turnout?
Yeah.
I know.
I'm stunned.
taken aback.
I'm proud of them all.
I knew there would be. I knew there would be a turnout, but okay. So Rapid City is somewhere near Mount Rushmore because I just saw the sign for.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a dinosaur. Wow.
Dinosaurs.
Fire RFK.
I love that
No
one.
shit.
This is fantastic. Wow. That is something.
Yeah. Go, America, go. Go, America, go.
That's no joke, man. That's no joke.
Yeah.
What's the population?
The hard part, I think, is convincing the rest of the world that Trump and his followers are an anomaly.
Yeah.
So many places have now decided that America is totally non-dependable, horrible people, etc., based on just this tiny group of morons.
And loud morons, but a minority at the end of the day. Okay, now I'm looking up on Wikipedia, and I know obviously that probably people have come into Rapid City from outside. Rapid City, South Dakota, population 74,703.
Wow.
And it looks like pretty much all of them were on the street.
Oh, yeah. And they're out of town relatives.
Yeah.
I've gotten pretty good at estimating crowds, and I'd say that that was probably closer to about 1,500.
Well, both sides of the street.
True. I didn't count the opposite side of the street because I didn't have a good picture, but even if you double it, that's still a significant number.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's just 1,500, it's significant.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. And how many people are willing to give up part of their weekend to go stand on the street corner and wave flags and signs?
Yeah.
It shows dedication.
Yeah. I mean, other than chatting with the people that you happen to meet while you're there, there's not a lot to do. You know, you're just simply there to be seen and heard.
Other than flip off the guys that are, you know, yelling obscene things at you as they drive past. Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite is whenever they drive by yelling, "Go home, go back to your own countries," or whatever, I say, "Sorry about your tiny penis." That was the last time he circled the block to annoy us.
We have some of those guys with the pickup trucks in my town, and they always have mandate freedom on them and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And one of them,
the amosexuals.
Yeah. Every time I see the one guy, because he's such an idiot, I always yell, "Mandate empathy." Guts. Hey, you know what? That's a perfect moment for a new gag. He's a putz. Let's watch.
There's a brave man wearing a red hat in that crowd.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't a mega hat, but
they would just love a provocation right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They would love somebody.
They desperately want to provoke something.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
You remember the BLM marches that turned violent, and then they later found out that like the guy who threw the rock into a tire center or something like that, that he was a provocateur. I mean, so they're not below doing that by any means. Hell no.
Oh, hell no.
I don't know if it's just me, but I did hear a few MAGA people talk about this rally being a hate America rally. And anybody feeling hate watching this? Because I'm not feeling hate watching this. They're directing some hate towards things they don't like collectively.
It's hate because you're disagreeing with the maximum leader. You can't do that. If you disagree with the maximum leader, then obviously you hate the country. Because the leader is the personification of
the leader is the state, and the state is the leader.
Yeah.
When did most of you get rid of that stupid idea? Right after the Age of Enlightenment?
Yeah.
Incredible.
I love that big sign. The guy, it looks like he made it with a PVC pipe.
Yeah, with the long one there.
Yeah.
The one flag in distress, flying in distress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm of mixed feelings about all the Palestinian flags that I've seen, but it has been noticed that more people are carrying American flags and less like Mexican flags or Palestinian flags. we got something going on in the bottom right corner there? Is there some
I'm not sure.
someone getting EMT or? Yeah.
I wish I had control of the damn camera, you know?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am stunned by that South Dakota footage.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a thing.
Yeah, Jenny Jones there, I think that's her name that sent it into our Discord. Yeah, and if anybody out there, if you got any footage you want to send in to us, go ahead. We'll get it up, for sure. We'll get it up. I could have said that better, but you know what I mean.
Okay, well now the horses are up to something.
I want to see one of them have a big shit. It just always ruins that moment. Oh, look at the horses. Let's see. Oh, Antifa Bog in the chat there is getting a little bit angry personal. Let's not be too attacky on people, and you can stay and say whatever the hell you want.
Guy with his tricorner.
Yeah, somebody's saying, oh, yeah, look at this. This is way behind. See? YouTube, thank you for that. Okay. Hey, isn't that in Seattle now then?
I think this is back in South Dakota.
The camera's really got like white balance issues.
Yeah,
That's almost hard
a-
on my eyes.
Exposure.
Yeah.
Overexposed.
Let's switch around. Hey, puppy.
Oh, hey, puppy.
Yeah.
We're in New York. Okay.
Yeah. Look. Oh, here.
Back to the redneck in Chicago.
I was just going to say the same thing. And this one seems to just be dead. Like it never moves. So I don't know what that guy's doing. There's Andrew in, where was he again?
Minneapolis.
Yeah.
I'm a Michigander, so I'm going to see if I can find us Saginaw.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying on this one here. Mike Graveyard says Seattle. That's the revolving restaurant, isn't it? Isn't that Seattle building thing? It's just kind of on the right-hand side there. It's really faded out. Yeah.
16 West Mount Rushmore.
Oh, yeah.
That's definitely not Seattle.
Okay, let's see what.
Yeah, 16 here goes to Bremerton.
Oh, here we go. We'll check out a little New York for a bit. How about that? Here's somebody sent in a good one. Have you talked to your cat about fascism? That's a funny sign. Alchemist found that one.
I'm watching live.
Or here's one. The only king I serve, and yes, he is judging you. That's funny.
Back to Times Square.
Yeah. Check out what's going on in the land of New York there. Mondami land. He seems to be picking up quite the steamroller situation there, that guy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if the fact that some small town living Canadian guy like me knows all about him and stuff, it doesn't affect my life. Anyways, he's just going for the New York mayor job or whatever, but it's that disruptive, it's
Well, historically, New York mayors have actually held a decent amount of power.
I guess so. There's a lot of wealth and people there, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Tammany Hall.
Yeah. Here we go. Look, Batman himself is
I
out.
love it.
Yeah. Awesome.
This is Batman fanny pack.
Look at this one. Elect a rapist, expect to get fucked.
That's how I think into the next protest.
Wow.
Oh, that's funny.
That is good.
Or here's one. Here is your throne.
Oh, God.
Mexi Girl's got some good ones coming in. These are friends of hers in Atlanta. This is where these pictures are coming from. Oh, that's funny. That's a good one. Here, and of course, we gotta have a frog.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Oh, I need a glass of water. Give me 1 sec here, gentlemen. I'll be right back.
Oh, so I was going to ask you, Commander, what were your reaction to the Pentagon press corps walking out?
I'm glad they did it. I don't know how long it will hold. I also don't know that this won't open the door for a far more right-wing new press corps to be brought in to report things the administration's way. I mean, to be honest, reporting on DOD has always been kind of
Don't it? Yeah.
strange because everything has to get passed through the censors so that you're not compromising
Don't I know
information.
it?
And if all you want to do is just rebroadcast the official message, you know, lazy right wingers, that's the way to go.
Lazy is right.
God knows I had my run-in. I had my run-ins.
Well,
with
I
them.
mean,
It's always.
oh yeah,
But you know, we did get to a point in the wars where we weren't. There was mutual respect. It wasn't quite as contentious. I have sat down with public affairs officers from the Pentagon and openly said, "Look, I know you lied to me on this certain thing," and you know, we would hash it out. We would have okay, so what can I say?
Yeah.
You know, so where are the parameters for what you don't want put out there publicly? And I understood. I don't want to compromise some soldier or airman or sailors,
sure. And
life. But
have you ever seen the
Oh,
show, the series Generation Kill?
Yep.
The embedded reporter with that platoon, by they start out kind of not trusting and disliking him. They don't even know who he is. He's just there. But by the end, because he's gone through the same stuff they have a grudging respect for him. They may not agree with some of the things he says or whatever, but they have a grudging respect. And I think that's how most of DOD tended to see the media, the reporters, is that you're doing an important job to keep the American electorate informed about what's going on. And if the message is critical of us, maybe we deserve to be criticized. And I would be sad to see the military press relationship devolve into one where we're just regurgitating the official, command structure line. So
I
think a lot of when you get down in the trenches, I think
I got a whole treasure trove of stories about this, but I don't want to take away from today's events. But I was there with Dan Rather when Dan came over and he took a battlefield circulation with the then commander in Baghdad, Sanchez. And this was 2 weeks after CBS News had broken the Abu Ghraib story. And I was in the helicopter and I heard Sanchez lean over to Rather and say, thank you for exposing that. We needed that. We needed to have that brought out into the open air so that we could fix it.
Cool.
So that's the kind of relationship. There's another one from me when I was embedded, very much like Generation Kill, which you're right, Commander, is probably one of the best Iraq war movies or productions that's ever been put out there. But I went through a very similar experience with the guys that I was embedded with, and once you establish mutual respect, and I showed them that I wasn't there to, cast them in some sort of narrative or negative light. We got along fine. Got along great. I'm still in touch with some of them. So yeah,
that's cool.
I think you're right. Though the Pentagon press corps can't stay away forever, and the Pentagon also can't be uncovered forever. So they're gonna have to come to some compromise. Anyway, back to where are we? Times Square.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Yeah, it's a very, very peaceful hangout going on in Times Square here. I mean, every time I look over, people are just, doing their thing.
New York City.
Yeah.
Just
hanging
out.
Let's check this one here. Where is this person? Dallas, Fort Worth. Somebody's talking. Looks a little wet.
People are still out, though.
Yeah. Dallas.
That's not nice weather.
Well, there's also Formula One auto racing going on this weekend. No spoilers in the chat, please. I haven't got to watch any of the coverage from today, but knowing that there's some weather in the area could spice things up. That's interesting. I can't wait till later now.
Dancing grandmas. I love the dancing grandmas.
Yeah, we'll leave this one on a minute. It looks good.
Are we sure we're in Texas?
Well, it's... Oh, I see. The title has just changed on the video to they're showing
Chicago.
Yeah, they're showing footage from different places.
Right. Like a montage.
That's Chicago.
Yeah,
it's definitely Chicago.
I like that hands off Chicago.
Ooh. Yeah, all of his threats to Chicago.
It's so big, man.
Ooh, and I love Chicagoland.
You have to wonder what it is that they hate so much about Chicago and Portland.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like 50% of all their hatred is directed at those two cities.
Does it have something?
San Francisco gets a bit of it as well.
With Chicago, is it maybe some past real estate issue, deal, building, hatred? Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, it's also a fiercely independent city.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Chicagoans.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't want to mess with Chicagoans. They're like Bostonians. In that regard, and like you do not want to push these guys around or try and push these guys around.
Guaranteed way to get into a fight during the 1970s in Chicago.
Those are police bike guys leading.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there's another flag in distress.
But yeah, you go back to the 70s, Chicago. The easiest way to get yourself in a fight was to show up in downtown wearing a Toronto Maple Leafs jersey. You're done for.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like to make me laugh.
I want to see another Rapid City or something similar. That's going to stick with me for a while.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Because
it's got to be the Heartland.
Yeah,
it's got to be the Heartland.
Let me just do let me see if I can't find something smaller town. Here we go. I think I found something. Oh. Okay. It's just showing empty streets. What the hell? My search didn't work very well. Yeah.
The Fox News Channel covering the protests in Des Moines, empty street.
Whoa! Here's some Chicago footage.
Whoa!
Damn.
Here, it's live on CBS News Chicago.
Chicago. WBBM.
Let me try to find that one and get rid of the redneck.
Yeah, we could lose the redneck. Wow. That was another, wow. Impressive.
Here we go. Found it.
Yeah, earlier in the week, folks allegedly part of the White House staff and such were commenting that these No King protests really have the administration on
Seems
edge.
Let me find a better one.
If I were them, I would be. Absolutely.
Try to find a way to, link it all to violence or hating America.
Or it's all paid for by somebody, the globalists.
Yeah.
Which is always just a stand-in for the Jews.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'd be if I'm Donald Trump and I'm sitting in the Oval watching this right now, this is not the narrative he wants.
No, it's not working out at all. There's not enough of his core base being loud enough to drown this out. Because there's not enough of them left, I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, this tiny little peninsula I'm on, we had like 250 or so people the last time this went down. And maybe a half dozen people driving by in their cars, flipping us off, giant, I love Trump signs and everything. And as I said, this is pretty much a pro-red, at least pinkish area. So, yeah, I think he's starting to lose a lot of people on that side. Not a majority, but enough that it's significant.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons that they're making all this effort to keep the Epstein files buttoned up, is because if it comes out that he is indeed a pedophile, which the files are likely to prove, it becomes almost impossible for the folks on the religious right to continue to advocate on his behalf and support him.
Yeah.
They can buy off on, you're suppressing freedom of speech, you're doing horrible things to migrants, etc. That they can deal with. But the moment you say the guy you worship is a pedophile, that water is now tainted and they can't go dipping their toes back in.
There's no way to save that and turn it back around.
No, there isn't.
There's nothing you can do.
And I think that's one of the reasons Johnson's making this huge effort to keep that contained.
He is freaking out because what's her name and the swearing in, man, right?
Yep. That representative from, what is it, New Mexico or Arizona?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it'll tip the scales.
Arizona, I think.
I can't wait to see the footage of little Dick Mike finally having to swear her in. I can't wait to see that moment because we all know what comes next.
Well, something's up because they're fighting like hell for it not to happen.
Yeah.
If there was nothing in there, then why?
Oh, yeah. If there was nothing in there, that would have been out ages ago, particularly because, you have the or something. You could immediately turn it all against the opposition. But they're not doing that. They're going to extreme measures to prevent it from coming out. And I think that's confirmation that, yeah, these guys are running scared.
And even if it was just something like, yeah, Epstein got me some supermodels or something like that. It could be, I wasn't,
They barely batted an eye with the Stormy Daniels.
Exactly. They walked away from the fact that he admitted that he had been stumping a porn star and a Playboy model and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Water off a duck's ass. Water off a duck's ass. So whatever is in there, whatever is in those files is worse than I was sleeping with Stormy Daniels 4 days after my wife gave birth to our child.
Yeah.
It's got to be worse than that.
Yeah. Yeah, like Ken Patterson in the live chat says right here, something is up if even Marjorie Taylor freaking Greene is fighting with Trump. Right?
Yeah. Well, she is interesting.
Yeah.
She is clearly positioning herself for something new.
Yeah.
She is looking at I think, my opinion, she is looking at a post-Trump environment.
Yeah.
She's getting ready to be like, hey, I already kind of separated myself from these people.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. So something's up. Something's really up.
It doesn't take that much.
No, it's not that hard.
It's amazing of all of them that it turns out that she might be the one smart enough to realize her future is on the line here as well before most of them. How the hell did we get to this place in life?
I know, really.
Oh my God. Because she is one stupid.
I think that's one of the things that you have to understand, though, is they are starting to separate, they being MAGA, broadly speaking, starting to separate their political goals and aspirations from the cult of Trump. So they're not going to change in what they want to do to the nation. They're just saying that Trump is the wrong choice to be at the head of the marching column.
Well, again, they've always been with us.
Yeah,
they've always been with us.
Oh yeah,
this side of our, I don't know if it's our id or our super ego or whatever, but the ugly stuff, beneath the surface.
Remember the line, I think it was Jefferson used, but it was something along the lines of the original sin that's embedded in the founding of the country.
Well, and there's a reason why I put that quote from Abraham Lincoln at the end of every episode, in which he basically says, the know nothings have always been with us, and they've always, said all men are created equal except for the guys we don't like, and if that hypocrisy ever actually comes to dominate, then I'm going to move to Russia. He writes this in 1855. So,
so Russia was screwed up even better.
Yeah, but then so were we. So,
well,
yeah, but the point is well taken. And it is interesting that it is, 1855. And even back then, the idea was that, the Russians are screwed up.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. I want to say 1830s, something like that.
1820 or
it might be 1820s. Well, it was the officer corps that came back from the Napoleonic Wars, and it was like a decade maybe after they marched into Paris. Yeah, and they got to see
Western ideas.
Yeah, they got to see how the Westerners lived, and they came back and they were like, "Hey, which is another problem that Putin has, by the way, with this current situation, is that he does not want a bunch of these soldiers coming back traumatized.
You think Kim Jong-un will experience the same kind of issues when troops start returning from Russia?
He'll kill them without them returning.
Yeah, I firmly believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do too. I do too.
These guys
or they'll put them in labor camps.
They got on the train.
Yeah.
Yeah, or they'll put them in labor camps.
Yeah.
Even then,
though,
Phil, there's people to talk to. I wouldn't doubt that it's just welcome back. You know.
Well, yeah, I mean, like they do have a program with Pyongyang where they do take workers from North Korea and stick them in mines in the middle of godforsaken nowhere Siberia. You know.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
of course. Why am I? You know, yeah.
So I could see them doing that, and then literally work them.
Yeah,
literally work them to death.
Yeah,
I think that's as much an option as they show up back home in North Korea, or the Russians round them up.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Good authoritarianism if you're not making a profit off it.
Yep, absolutely. Wow, where are we here?
This is is this showing up in Detroit?
Hey, Motor City.
Yeah.
Not a bad turnout for Detroit.
That's cool.
This is actually Fox coverage. Oh, sorry. But we don't have to listen to it.
A little bit.
Notice the violence, all the fires raging from where the crowd is.
I know.
Concrete in the walkways of flame.
The funny thing is about Detroit is actually it's gone through a renovation. Detroit is a pretty nice city right now, actually.
Yeah.
It's
Parts of it.
Very much.
They turned this old railway terminal into this beautiful facility and venue with stained glass and everything, and down by the lake.
My wife's girlfriend, or not my wife, my son's girlfriend is from Detroit, and he goes to visit her every couple of months. And he said, yeah, it's a really nice city, except when you're driving through areas that you need to go through to get where you're going.
Right,
Those areas may not be very nice.
Yeah.
But I would argue that's true.
Yeah.
Renovation, gentrification, and then, goes downhill as retirees die off and young families move in, and the economic situation fluctuates.
Yeah.
Well, and it was so reliant on auto production.
Oh, yeah.
That when a lot of that got shipped overseas or kind of integrated into a multi-nation kind of assembly line and supply chain.
Yeah.
That really hurt Detroit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was, big change in that city for sure, man. Wow.
If when Boeing leaves Seattle, we'll see the same thing up here.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Although is Microsoft still up in Seattle?
Microsoft has, I think the only way I could put it is diversified. So corporate headquarters, I think, is still here, but they've farmed everything out to, sites around the country. They find that maybe not telecommuting for the employees, but at least telecommuting for the different divisions and work centers works pretty well.
Whereas Boeing actually physically has to be there.
Yeah.
And, when they farmed out part of it to, I think it's South Carolina, because they're a right-to-work state and they knew they couldn't unionize as they are here in Seattle. Yeah, that's oddly, if you start tracking it, that's when all the problems with quality control started creeping in with Boeing aircraft. Coincidence?
Boing.
I think
Yeah, exactly. Coincidence? I think not. This one here is the Independent we're seeing, and they seem to be flipping to different locations and places. So I'm not sure
Ukrainian
what.
flag.
Yeah, I'm not sure where we're seeing from here. I'll bring it in a little closer, see if we get any clues.
Some sort of counter protest as well. Can't see.
Oh, yeah.
No, we like kings.
Yeah.
All Kings Day.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the counter protest is some pimply faced 19-year-old in his dad's suit, you know. Immigrants go home. Meanwhile, his last name is clearly Irish. Hey, there's some good outfits here. All right.
They're putting on their inflatables. All right.
Yeah. Cool.
Just insane.
Oh, those are from, there's a game. I can't remember what it is. It's kind of a variation on werewolf.
Yeah,
there's one or more secret guys, and they're trying to kill you off, and everybody's in a spacesuit because you're on a ship, and you have to go out periodically to go do little tasks at part of the ships, and sometimes people don't come back.
Sounds fun.
But who would go to a counter protest, and what would your message be? You know, the protest is No King's Day, so the counter protest is
Orange is the imposter.
Orange is the imposter.
Yes.
So the counter protest would be King's Day. We want a king.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, it's all these. Yeah, it's, part of it is all these damn Silicon Valley. What we need is we need an AI government, or we need a we need a technocrat instead of a democracy. That we need.
And the techies who never fit in with the social scene at whatever school they went to.
They're all fixated on Lord of the Rings as well, which, nerd. I love Lord of the Rings. I love Lord of the Rings. Love Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Big fan. But that some of those guys got beat up in school because they were part of the D&D club.
Oh, D&D club only became cool in the last little while, right? Yeah.
Back in the 70s or the 80s, these little nerds that were, fixated on Tolkien and, hobbits and stuff.
Yeah.
They got beat up at the high school.
Have you ever heard that radio sketch?
I've heard. No.
It's hilarious. It's some comedy group, and they did it, starting out as if they were Christian something, your children are being corrupted to Satanism by D&D. And here, for the first time, we bring you an actual recording of a real D&D session. And it's like the biggest nerds you've ever seen. I open the door. What do you see? The room is dark. I cast magic missile. What? It's just darkness. I cast magic missile at the darkness. It's full of just these silly little things. And then there's one guy who's obviously, in the kitchen 2 rooms away yelling, does anybody want a soda? Oh, we're out of root beer. You have to have a 7-Up.
Yeah. Mom, can you get us some more sodas?
Yeah, exactly.
Are the pizza rolls ready yet?
Oh, fun.
So we're back to Minneapolis with Andrew.
Yeah, I just thought I'd flip them around there a little bit, Yeah.
Sure.
Right. Andrew's got his finger on the pulse in a big way there, So, yeah.
Handmaids again.
Yeah. It's good. There's a lot of people, you know. And you can see quite a few of these people, like that big dude in the white shirt. He's not enjoying himself. He just feels like he has to be there. Civic responsibility. You know, it's not like everybody's just drunk and rowdy after a football game or
Be there and
whatever.
be heard. Your voice matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, show up.
That
Now's
was
the time to
interesting
show
is that one time somebody was arguing with somebody about, you know, whatever ICE is doing or whatever. And, you know, you're suppressing my freedom of speech by telling me I can't talk about this. No, and just the opposite. I commend you for talking about this. It's dialogue that will keep this country going and keep it safe.
Yeah.
It's when you turn to violence that everything goes wrong.
Well, I think before I joined, I was listening to you guys chat there for a little bit, and I think, Commander, you were making the point earlier in the stream that, like, part of this is that democracies require participation.
Yes.
You're a citizen. You're a citizen of the republic, and, you know, even if it is, you know, you show up and you vote, it's still, you know,
I think
you're part of the project.
yeah.
And there's the side of
I
us.
would go
There's a
further.
side
I
of
would
us.
say voting isn't enough. It has to be an informed vote. And that's what worries me is so many of these people, they just take for granted what they're told by one source, be it, you know, Fox News or the minister in the pulpit or the jackass at the VFW meeting or something, telling them, no, Trump is the only way the country will be saved, and saying, oh, okay. And just, that's the button you click because somebody told you to. You don't bother to actually do any research on the actual issues.
Well, that was my point as well, is that an active functioning democracy requires the participation of the citizenry, and those guys just don't want to do the work. They would rather just hand over the keys to the car to some dude who promises he knows how to drive, and then just sit in the back seat and be like, whatever.
Yeah.
Because they're lazy, and they're not intellectually curious, and it's just this side of our society.
Yeah, there's a portion of the population, and this goes for both sides of the spectrum, where it's a line out of the song, and I can't remember who it is. It might be Devo, but they say, what you have is freedom of choice, but what you want is freedom from choice.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people that are that way because their lives are complicated enough without anything else getting in the way. So to them, it's just easier to say, whatever the great leader says must be truth because I'm absolved of all blame. It's now his problem because he made that decision.
I think it is Devo. Yeah, and it's like, look, as long as I get to go to, you know, down to the local bar after I knock off work, as long as I can keep a car, and as long as I can, you know, the creature comforts of my life are met, then I don't care. Yeah. The problem with that is eventually it'll come to you. It'll come for you. So these guys,
the famous one, at first they came for the communists, then they came for the trade unionists, and finally they came for me, but there was no one else left to protest with.
Yep. That's why these guys, these marches are so important. Not just going to lie over, you know, not just going to lie down and take it.
Yeah.
No kings.
Big crowd.
Yeah.
That looks like New York again.
Yeah, I think we're in New York.
Make America sane again. Wouldn't that be nice?
Got a long way. We got to spend a lot of time on the couch with the therapist.
Yeah.
Before that's going to happen.
Well, as I said,
undoing the damage that these maniacs, the
Yeah.
MAGA maniacs and the Trumpists, it's going to take decades.
4 years, 8 years, whatever. It's going to take generations to unscrew the mess that these idiots have left us with.
Yeah.
That's assuming we even get the chance.
Yeah, which is so tragic. Going to leave a lot of scars. But also, I think, Commander, you'll agree with me that there will also be a time in a decade, maybe, or 15 years or whatever, where it's going to be, all doubting Thomases. I never support. I don't know what you're talking about. I never supported that guy. I never.
Pay no attention to the mega sticker on my bumper of my truck.
Yeah, exactly.
He was there when I bought it.
Yeah.
Bob, you've been driving that truck for the past 15 years. Well,
somebody else put it there.
Somebody else.
Okay.
It was a drive-by bumper stickering.
That one's frame rate is getting me a little bit woozy feeling. Let me find something that's a bit more stable on my eyes here. Let's go back to these overhead ones. I need that motion to slow down for a second. That wasn't working for me.
That is obviously where.
This is Portland.
Here? This is Portland.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
good old Portland.
Yeah. KATU News out of Portland. They've got a cool camera because they were the ones panning around and showing us the different areas. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, no surprise. There's a big crowd in Portland.
Yeah.
No.
Couple of new subscribers in while we're doing this. So welcome everybody. Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Always nice to see.
Yep.
Time wise, I think we got about 15, 20 minutes, but coming up in the next couple hours, if Dunk's available and if my son doesn't mind, we're going to fire it up again and keep covering No King's Day because I'm quite interested to see the transition through dusk and see how the different places, what happens. So I'm going to try my best to see if we can't fire this up around 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. We'll see if we can't fire something up.
Do me a favor, Dick. When Slavi does show up, I don't know if you can download that file I just shared with you.
Oh, I'll be able to because I didn't have time to set up WhatsApp on my computer before I had forgotten because I just restarted my computer, like restore from factory and rebuilt the show and everything. But when we're done streaming, I'll finish putting WhatsApp on the computer because then I can share things proper. I hate using my phone. I'm really not a fan. But yeah, I'll do it right after.
Well, if you're able to grab it, actually, you might also, it might be uploaded enough on YouTube, but I'd love to hear Slavi's response because as long as we're rounding up things, it's almost midnight here anyhow, so I'm going to crash out. But this guy that we got for this week is a guy by the name of Anton Timoshenko.
Okay, and
he's a 20-something kid, late 20s, maybe he's just north of 30, but I suspect probably not. And he's a Ukrainian stand-up comedian.
Oh,
and
cool!
He's the most famous stand-up comedian in Ukraine. The joke everybody makes is, except for Volodymyr Zelensky, but I don't think that's fair because Zelensky actually never really did stand-up.
No, he didn't. Yeah.
He did skits and bits, and stand-up is a relatively new art form in Ukraine because, of course, under the Russian Empire, I mean, anybody who stands out. It's still very vaudeville-ish. It's bits and skits and like the straight, or like a
Dancing
straight,
bear, and then the girl singing
or like,
patriotic songs, and then a
or
comedian
it's like
for
a
5
but
minutes.
even when they have a comedian on, it's normally a double team. So the straight man and the clown sort of thing.
Yeah.
They don't have a tradition in the former Soviet Union or the former empire of this kind of what they see as a kind of self-indulgent art form, because it really is just you standing on a stage with a microphone talking to the masses.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous for Moscow. So stand-up was always discouraged here, and it's a new art form. And this young comic has really gotten a big following to where now he's even booked out the largest venue in the capital, which is the Palace of Sports, which is around 7,000 people. Gets indoor venue. There may be larger outdoor venues, but it's like 7,000 people in the crowd, and he's just doing his stand up, and he's a very funny guy. He gets the idea of it. He's wrapped his head around. So he's kind of. I don't think the comparison to Zelensky is right. I think he's more like a Lenny Bruce or a George Carlin, because he's got to kind of educate his audience about what it is I'm doing here. This is how this works. I stand here, I tell jokes.
Right.
And then of course we also talk about what it's like to try and do stand up and make an audience of traumatized people, laugh, and using kind of gallows humor, or just any kind of humor to just get that moment of tension relief, to kind of use laughter as a defense mechanism. And it's a really good episode. So I'd be very interested to see if Slavi, I bet you she does know who this guy is. I would be willing to bet you she knows who this guy is.
I don't think I would take that bet, because I'm pretty sure she will know as well. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
He's a very, very funny guy. He even does some stand up in English, and you can go and you can see it's Anton Timoshenko with a Y. And he's toured Canada, the US. He's done gigs in London, Amsterdam, Scandinavian countries. And when he does it in English. And he's very, very funny. Even kind of, when he was in the US, he kind of poked fun at the US. So, the audience kind of knew he was a proper comedian, and he wasn't just some sort of,
jerk.
some dude who came over from Ukraine and is just gonna, kind of prattle at us about the war in Ukraine. That he's actually can make jokes on a number of different things.
Yeah.
I think the joke that got close to the bone, because he is a guy who takes risks with his punchlines. And he made the joke. He was in a comedy club in New Jersey, and he said, you guys say you're all so divided. One thing that unites you is when you have a war. So maybe you should go have a war with like Mexico or something. and everybody goes, oh, and he goes, yeah, well, actually at this point it'd kind of be like a civil war. So maybe that's not. It was like the audience was just like, I can't believe I'm hearing this, kind of thing. So he knows his bit. He's got the chops.
Oh, that's funny.
So we make a couple of jokes, but it's mostly just talking about like, what does it mean to try and lift people's moods when it's so awful here? So
can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. But he's not, he's making that joke about uniting through a common war. But, I think I know we're divided, but I still have faith.
Yeah.
They're allowed obnoxious minority that have always been with us, who never believed in the Constitution, who are only performatively saying that they're patriot. And you're right, Commander. You're 100% right. We need to reclaim the flag and the idea of patriotism. Patriotism is supporting the Constitution.
Yeah.
You know, not rounding up immigrants and chucking them out.
Yeah, I think the difference. I think the difference is that once Trump became active on the political scene, it was effectively pushing aside the curtain that allowed them to say things like, you know, we don't want a democracy, we want an autocratic state, although they use different words, but, you know, we don't like having people have a voice, women shouldn't be allowed to vote, minorities shouldn't be allowed to vote, that kind of stuff, which prior to Trump, if you'd said it, even in some of the settings that these people, you know, frequent, you'd be looked at quite askance.
Yeah.
And since Trump, it's like you can say this anywhere you want, as loud as you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the other thing that they do that we need to be aware of, you know, and push back against is this idea that they have of like, no, I'm a patriotic American, but I get to define what that term means.
Yeah.
Patriotic American. I get to determine who's a good American and who's a bad American. And that doesn't fly when the idea is that, you know, we all have the right to be who we are. It's written into the Constitution. It's the basic idea of the country. So there's that terrible, you know, there's that terrible, I thought it was a terrible movie, Civil War, that came out maybe a year or two ago, which depicted this American Civil War. And there is that scene with that guy at a mass grave, and he's going, well, what kind of American are you? You know? Well, that's, you know, that's contrary to the whole point of the project. Everybody.
Where were you born? American. I was born in Des Moines.
Yeah.
But where were your parents born? In Des Moines? How about your grandparents?
Yeah.
China?
Exactly.
Bang.
Yeah.
Which?
Exactly.
You know, and I'm sure if you asked him the same questions, he goes back about 2 generations and then he's
do that to Trump and you'll find that's the case. I think there's only one grandparent that's American or one parent or whatever it is, right?
Yeah. And I think that's part of the problem is they feel they have the monopoly on defining what they consider to be American. And if you make an exception, it's only for the people he wants to make the exception for. You can't spread that broadly. You can't say, well, if you served in uniform, you're a patriot. No, because if you're black or you're African American or you're gay or what have you, obviously you're not a real American. And when did you serve in uniform? Well, I never did. I bought this at the Army surplus store and I bought this gun at a gun show and I can shoot people now. So that makes me a real American.
There's I normally I don't really bother with this unless they're a special type of stupid. And Devin in our live chat is a special kind of stupid. He's arguing with the people in the live chat, trying to convince everybody that almost every single person that Trump has had deported so far are really bad criminals.
Actually,
yes,
it's
it is
the opposite. They deliberately left the real criminals alone because they're terrified to go into the neighborhoods where they know everybody's packing.
Exactly. So, Devin?
Far easier to arrest some lady at a convenience store because she looks Mexican.
Exactly. This is racial profiling at its most extreme. So, you know, here, Devin gets the goat. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't see ICE rounding up all the Irish workers that have overstayed their time on the passport, or, you know, I mean, Trump himself was involved in an anchor baby program for Russians. If you're familiar with that story, that he was working with a guy in Florida who was promoting in Russian newspapers, come over before, whatever it is, your third trimester, and you can stay the 6 months. We'll put you up in a Florida, in a Miami hotel, apartment or whatever, owned by Donald Trump, and you can have your little anchor baby.
Yeah.
I don't see Fox screaming bloody murder about that.
Nope.
I don't see ICE rounding up a bunch of
defining characteristic for that kind of a situation.
Yeah.
Just
does the word pigment mean anything to you? Special word? I don't remember.
I've heard it once or twice.
Oh God.
So let's kick ourselves into wrap-up mode here. And then I'll send some messages out later if we can go live again to keep covering it as it gets to a bit more dusk time and stuff, and see who's around. Maybe we can do another live stream later today again. I'm hoping we can. We'll see if it happens.
Well, I'll be curled up in bed unless there's an air raid siren.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which we hope you don't have to deal with. Very much
I'll
so.
sleep right through it at this point.
Yeah, I bet. So, Phil, any shilling shout-outs you want to do here before we're out?
Absolutely. If you have not watched any of my programs before, it's On the Edge. I put it on I'll put it on a channel on YouTube that's dedicated just for On the Edge, but I also put it on my personal channel. And if you haven't watched one of my episodes before, this is one that could be a really good introduction to what it is we're doing. We built the entire studio and we started producing the program because we wanted to give a voice to actual Ukrainians and not let Moscow run the narrative and let Ukrainians tell the world who they are. And so this young guy, this stand-up comic, Anton Timoshenko, is exactly why we created the program. And so if you really want to hear the voice of a guy who is speaking to his fellow countrymen, trying to give them maybe a chuckle and a little bit of a release from the tragedy of what's going on around them and the suffering, it's a really, really, we're really proud of this one. It took a long time to get him because he's always so busy traveling the country, or internationally, touring as a functioning comic. So we were lucky to get him, and it's a really good one. So if you can just check out On the Edge tomorrow, more or less this time, maybe 4 hours earlier than now, whatever time zone you're in, we'll premiere it. But it's a good one, and we're really proud of it. So if you want to listen to an actual voice from Ukraine, of a Ukrainian who does a lot of thinking about his fellow people and what they need to feed their soul, this is the one.
Yeah, and Phil, it's not just like an online show like this. He's got a proper studio and he has people there. It's really, really top-notch quality stuff. Go check it out, everybody.
Thanks for saying that, Dick.
Yeah, man, it's blows me away. I would love to have it. Absolutely, it's very professional. It's very well done. The conversation is excellent. Get over and sub. You'll just search On the Edge. You'll find it right away. Commander, what do you think, bud?
Today kind of emphasizes what I wrap up every one of our sessions here. People to make a difference. So write,
here,
email, text, phone call, what have you.
That's right.
It does have an impact. Even if the guy you're, sending it to is a MAGA, it still has an impact.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just one last other quick note. No kings and no czars.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Now, we've had more than a couple people that were kind of entertaining in the live chat. So, not to single one of you out because you all deserve the award. Here you go. The Golden Cock Award. The music isn't playing back to us for some reason. I screwed that up. But there you go. Big shout out to the team here on the Shills. We got Mexi Girl on the Shills account today. We got Shayna Caldwell, Liam Wakefield, Janine Terblanche, PJ CNET, Carpasian The AI Alchemist, Jose, and Super Chat Matt. And I think David Worley was in and out as well. So big shout to the team because you can't pull off a podcast like this without the team. And remember, people, no kings. We don't live under kings in our Western type of living. We live in democracies, and you get yourself seen and heard to make sure that every single person knows you support democracy, not the rule of a king. Hopefully, we'll see you later, everybody. Until then, be careful out there and stay safe. Good night.